such a dark and terrible day out here. It's all gloomy and sprinkling, and I was hoping to find a good spot where people would be out and about. I couldn't quite find one, but I did find this really cool shot of the King and Queen building here in Sandy Springs. Today I just want to talk about finding that perfect mate. Okay, this is actually sort of a ripoff of this girl, Stephanie Ganowski. I follow her on Instagram, and she's a female male dating coach. And she did this post the other day about, thinking about the perfect girl, because a lot of guys go through bad relationships and they find that they figure out what they don't want. They never spend time thinking about what they do want. So I read her post and it got me thinking. It's like, this is something that's really worthwhile. So let's talk about it for a minute. So in the brain, there's this center of the brain called the reticular activation system, the RAS. And basically what that does is control what you focus on, like out in the world, right? So let's do an example. So let's say you go to buy a new car. Like for me, I've got a Honda CR-V, okay? So let's say you go buy a Honda CR-V, and now all of a sudden you're noticing Honda CR-Vs all over the place on the road. And it's not that they weren't there before, it's just that you never noticed them because they never were relevant to your life, and now all of a sudden they are, because you get in one and you drive it every day. So you notice them, and it's like, think about it, in the dating world, if you're exposing yourself to people, not like that, you're coming across all these people, and you want to find the best person. So what happens when you're exposing yourself to all these new people, and when some of that funnel is bad, you're going to get negative energy, unwanted drama. You might, like, God forbid, you get involved with somebody that has a bunch of red flags that you don't want to deal with, that you didn't see until way later. The earlier that you can control this stuff, the better, right? So the point is, you ought to at some point sit down and come up with a list of all the qualities that you want in the perfect girl or the perfect guy, and really think about that. So going back to what Stephanie said, so a lot of her clients will go through bad relationships and figure out what they don't want. So let's give me an example, or let's use me as an example. So thinking back to my most two recent long-term relationships, what I learned that I don't want after those two relationships is, number one, I don't want somebody with a low work ethic, somebody that doesn't clean up after themselves or pick up things, that is super unorganized, somebody that doesn't kind of handle their own shit, okay? Like, be it, changing the oil in your car or paying bills or whatever. Like somebody needs to kind of be on top of their own shit. That way I don't have to spend energy out of my life, because I'm on top of my shit, to go and like fix shit over here just so I can be at equilibrium and then try to have fun after that. No, I just want like me to do my shit, you to do your shit, and then we come together and have fun at the end of the day, right? That's a nice, smooth and easy and fun lifestyle. So I learned that out of one relationship. Another thing I learned out of another relationship was, despite how fucking amazing somebody's personality might be, despite how magnetic they might be, I need somebody that's going to be loyal, because I'm somebody that puts so much effort and energy into a relationship. I give and give and give, so that if that thing, crumbles because that other person is off doing stupid shit, then I've lost so much at the end of the day, right? So I need somebody that feels safe to invest with over the long term. That way it's not this like value exchange disparity where it's like you're giving up here and they're giving up here, and then all of a sudden, right? So loyalty is big, and so is just being on top of your shit. So how do we translate those two experiences to a positive quality? Because really what you want to do is focus on what you do want, not what you don't want, okay? So I want somebody organized, or somebody responsible, maybe that's a better word. And I also want somebody that is trustworthy, okay? So you can tack those two onto the list. And I actually came up with a list of, I titled, it's just like a little Apple phone notes app entry that I put in there, is titled The Perfect Woman. And I spent time, actually went through a couple rounds and refined it over time, but I spent time nailing down what I think is the perfect woman. And I think I have about 20 qualities on there, but I think the most important thing to do is to understand that you're probably only going to find a handful of those qualities in the person that you are going to talk to. You're not going to find the perfect woman. Like, there is no such thing. But you can definitely choose somebody that most resembles what you're going for, rather than just anybody that's attractive that you seem to get along with, right? That's a problem. So a couple other things. So as I sit down, I think about this stuff, things that are really important to me. And this should prompt you as you create your own list. It should get the wheels turning a little bit, so you can think about what else you should put, right? So we all know about the physical side of it, right? That's really huge. Fitness is a big part of my life, and I want to be attracted to somebody that's into fitness, that takes care of themselves, that's probably within my age range, so that, number one, they'll be attractive, but also will blend in terms of maturity and whatnot. Not that I'm that mature. But more than that, you have to think, like on my list, very up high in the scheme of things, is high interest level in me. So, God, there's so many people. There's just so many people. There's no reason why you should be chasing after somebody that's not interested in you, or has a lower interest level in you. If they're not, into you, just fucking move on. I'm telling you, like, we get blinders on because we have maybe small social circles, or maybe you go to work, there's the people at work, maybe you go to the gym, there's people at the gym, and maybe you have a little friend circle, and then sometimes you meet somebody new through the friend circle or whatever. But that's small in the scheme of things. If you really look at the number of people that, for example, are in Atlanta, the number of people that go to all the different gyms or that work in all the different workplaces. I mean, there's just so many people. So literally, if you weather yourself to rejection enough, and if you build yourself up enough as a person to be able to click with people and to be the kind of person that somebody wants, you can just move through the options. You don't have to sit here and entertain somebody that is so on the fence about you that all of a sudden you end up lowering yourself in terms of value just to chase them. And you don't want to do that. So, you want to be attracted to them. They should have a high interest level in you. One of my favorite qualities that is really high up on my list is somebody that gets excited about the little things and somebody that overshares. So I think on my list, the way I put it was somebody that does most of the talking. But it's not that I can't carry a conversation. It's not that I can't talk. Obviously, you're listening to me yap right now. But it's that, I like women that overshare, that get excited about the little things, that want to tell you all about their day, and that you can just kind of sit back, ask them questions, and help them get excited. And then by extension, that brightens your day too. I like that interaction. And you should be attracted enough and interested enough in this person to where you want them to share these details with you, right? So that's really high on my list. Somebody that likes to, put the energy out. There's so many things. So I came up with a list of about 20 qualities. And really what you ought to do is determine what you can't live without. What do you want? What can you not live without? And then don't be too picky, right? And then if somebody doesn't meet, your standards, just keep moving through. Just let it go. You'll meet more. And if it's a problem where, you feel like you're not meeting enough women, then that tells you what you got to do. You got to get out there and meet more women. Or if you're a girl, you got to put yourself out there more. However you want to do that. You can go out to the club or whatever. You can go out to a bar. You go out with your friends. There's plenty of dating apps. There's all kinds of ways to meet people. So, long story short, focus on what you want, right? If you have a funnel, only put the good people in the funnel. Like, don't like have this huge, like, get some clarity on what you want. Don't put bad people in the funnel. Long story short, focus on what you want, and your RAS will operate for you out in the world, and your reality will change. Your beliefs change your reality, so you might as well control that to the degree that you can. Put some effort into this exercise, right? and then ultimately end up with a better life than the people that don't even work on this stuff. You know, most people just settle for, you know, the slim options that they have around them and whoever they click with within that box. But how many people actually go out there and try to find the best thing that they can? I think it's a lot fewer than what people will admit. So that's all I have to say. Hopefully this weather clears up. We have an awesome weekend this weekend. But talk to y'all later.